welcome to another edition of Southbury Rail in the Shed. In this episode we're looking at soldering. For those of you who have just taken up modelling train sets, soldering is a common skill amongst train enthusiasts and is necessary if you want your trains and also the indoor and outdoor lights on your layout to work properly or at all. For soldering you'll need the following items: a soldering iron, some solder wire, a tub of solder paste, black and red wire, a soldering iron tip sponge ball. I recommend putting some foil down for any loose solder wire to drop onto, a helping hand to hold the wires together and soldering them, some heat shrink, a lighter, resistors, a wire cutter. It's also good to have a Stanley and Swiss Army knife to hand, as they can be useful for all sorts of things, a small container to put any loose bits into, and finally a bench stand and sponge for your soldering iron. For now, we'll be looking at these 4 items. Now, the kind of soldering iron you need really depends on the size of the job you're undertaking and how close you are to any sockets. Being that this shed isn't connected to any electric cables, I've got a wireless soldering iron. I used to have a larger soldering iron with a plug, which took a long time to heat up and was also hard to keep clean. I think that's why it went in the end. This is a much smaller iron, which I think is more than efficient for jobs like soldering small wires together. It takes 5 seconds to heat up, 30 seconds to cool down, and you can use it for up to 30 minutes before you have to recharge it. This iron has 3 heating modes. I'll just turn it on and show you. Okay, the first is the green mode, which burns at 330 to 350 Celsius, the blue mode, which burns at 370 to 400 Celsius, and finally the red mode, which burns at 430 to 450 Celsius. For safety's sake, I'll be using the green mode. Now, when it comes to solder wire, in this instance, a 1mm diameter wire is more than efficient and is also best for a soldering iron of this size. Solder paste is always good to have, as it helps to keep the wires together when soldering them and also helps with the current going from one wire to the other. Soldering wire and paste are fairly cheap. I mean, it depends where you get them from. I bought these 2 rolls for £6.90 altogether on eBay, and this paste for £4.25 also on eBay. In terms of layout wire, it's probably best to get black and red. This is because black is always negative and red is always positive. When it comes to using wires of other colours, the positivity or negativity of the wires depends on which colours you're using together. For instance, blue tends to be positive with white and yellow is always positive with black. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.